Good evening, all. My name is Robin Jankowitz, and this is a meeting of the Napa Valley Unified School District Board of Education. The NVUSD Board of Education is holding a special board meeting tonight that all can participate in remotely via Zoom. Interpretation in Spanish is available for tonight's virtual board meeting. To access interpretation from a computer, click on the interpretation icon on the bottom of your screen from within the Zoom application. On a mobile device, click on the More button on the bottom of your screen and choose Language Interpretation from within the Zoom application. This is a separate channel that will allow you to hear English to Spanish translation concurrently. Please note, interpretation services are not available when you join our meeting by calling in. Our interpreter for tonight's meeting is Marcy, I hope I say this correctly, Valdevicio. May we please have these directions translated on our English channel so our Spanish-speaking families can access the instructions? Marcy?
Buenas noches. Esta noche se está ofreciendo servicios de interpretación. Para seleccionar los servicios de interpretación, por favor, vaya en la parte inferior de la pantalla y seleccione el icono de mapa mundi, seleccione los servicios de interpretación y elige el idioma español. Si no desea escuchar las voces en el canal principal, puede poner Mute Original Audio y esta noche estaremos interpretando Marcy Valdivieso y Isidra Mencos.
Thank you so much. Specific instructions on how to participate in the meeting are located on the Board of Education webpage on the district's website, nvusd.org/board. May we please start with an attendance roll call from Vera Morales, Executive Assistant.
Yes. Student Board Member Bitt?
Present.
Trustee Jankowitz?
Present.
Trustee Gracia?
Present.
Trustee Water?
Present.
Trustee Reiser?
Present.
Trustee Gonzalez Mares?
Present.
Trustee Shu?
Present.
Trustee Dooley?
Here.
Quorum present. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Morales. Thank you all for joining us tonight for our Napa Valley Unified School District Board meeting. Public participation remains virtual, online only. This meeting tonight is in accordance with the open meeting rules in the state of California per the Governor's Order and Assembly Bill 361. I'm going to start tonight with some basic instructions on how we are going to be using Zoom and involve the members of the community. All Board of Education trustees and the superintendent are on video throughout the entire board meeting. Members of the community will not be on video and will be muted except during public comment. During public comment, any member of the community that wishes to speak must raise their hand using the raise hand feature in Zoom. You will be unmuted and will be provided 3 minutes to speak. Instructions on how to raise your hand are available on the district website at nvusd.org/board. Tonight's meeting is a special meeting of the board and there will be no public comment on non-agenda items. You may make public comment on an agendized item only. Let's call this meeting to order. Open session at 5:04 p.m. We have a motion? We don't have to. Yep, we don't have to. Let's go straight to the flag salute, please. Trustee Chu, would you like to start us in the flag salute?
Sure. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This meeting is live streamed and recorded via Zoom and will be archived on the district YouTube channel. For a detailed review of any meeting agenda item, the archive video can be referenced and located on the district webpage at nvusd.org. The public may join the virtual board meeting remotely via Zoom. Participation instructions and the process for public comment can be found on the district webpage. Now let's move to approval of the special session agenda.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
First by Trustee Gracia and second by Trustee Chu, I hope. B1A is discussion and approval of resolution number 2210, authorizing continued use.
President Jankowicz, we do have to actually vote.
I'm sorry, of course. Thank you. First by, as I said, trustee Gracia, second by trustee Chu, student board rep.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. Now we will move into B1A, discussion and approval of the resolution of number 2210, authorizing continued use of remote teleconferencing provisions pursuant to AB 361 and Government Code Section 54953. Consistent with Government Code Section 54953, on October 7th, 2021, the Board of Trustees of the Napa Valley Unified School District adopted Resolution 22-04, finding that meeting in person would present imminent risk to the health or safety of attendees. At its meeting on November 30th, 2021, the board discussed and adopted resolution number 2208 to make a finding after reconsidering the state of emergency that the current circumstances meet the requirements of AB 361 and Government Code 54953 for the board to continue conducting meetings remotely. Mr. Michaels, do we have any public comment on this item?
Do not have any public comment.
Okay, well, now we're moving to the resolution and approval of resolution number 2210, authorizing the continued use of remote teleconferencing provisions pursuant to AB 361 and Government Code Section 54953. This is a resolution and it calls for a roll call vote. Ms. Morales?
Trustee Jankowicz, Mr. Michaels, did you see those hands pop up?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they got right in there. So
No worries.
why don't we pause and go ahead and take the two hands that are up?
Yes. First speaker would be Pam. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. I'm calling in because I was really concerned. Here, I thought you guys were all really scared of this virus. So imagine my shock and my dismay at seeing school board members out in public without your super duper protective face decorations on. Wow. Trustee Gonzalez Matas and several other political candidates were seen maskless at an indoor event for Mike Thompson over the holidays during the Omicron outbreak. She was at an indoor event space without a mask. And then she's the one that makes, or she and the rest of you make the rest of the kids wear them when they're indoors. I was appalled. And then we have Ms. Waters, who claims she's so terrified of the thousands of people dying of this virus that she canceled a trip. And then the very next day, we saw the governor basking naked-faced on a beach in Mexico with his family. If this was a true emergency, no governor would leave this country to vacation on a foreign beach. See, he's not scared. So why are you guys scared? These Zoom meetings should be an option. They shouldn't be and they shouldn't be in webinar format. I should not have to sit on these meetings till 12:40 a.m. wondering if I'm the only one. This is not how you build a community. I've been told that you're doing this on purpose, just to isolate and disempower us and to make us feel like we're alone. This current Zoom webinar format is dehumanizing. Board members are not just about the board hearing us. It's important that we see the board when we speak and that the community members see each other. The board should offer both an in-person and Zoom option for the public and the board members. We should all be able to see each other, not in Zoom webinar. Other districts do this. So the public knows how many people are online, and so those who want to show their names and faces can do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker is Valerie Wolfe. Go ahead, please.
There we go. I'm unmuted now, I believe.
You are.
Okay, I'm just going to read from a recently published book that's out with real information, and it's called The Real Anthony Fauci. Sorry, I lost my space already. All right, so it's called Trust the Experts. Instead of demanding blue ribbon safety science and encouraging honest, open, and responsible debate on the science, badly compromised government health officials charged with managing the COVID-19 pandemic collaborated with mainstream and social media to shut down discussion on key public health questions. They silenced doctors who offered an early treatment that might compete with vaccines or who refuse to pledge unquestioning faith in zero liability, shoddily tested experimental vaccines. The chaotic and confusing data collection and interpretation allowed regulators to justify their arbitrary dictates under the cloak of scientific consensus. Instead of citing scientific studies or clear data to justify mandates for masks, lockdowns, and vaccines, our medical rulers cited Dr. Fauci, WHO, CDC, FDA, and NIH, captive agencies to legitimize the medical technocracy's assumption of dangerous new power. So I'm just hoping that at some point the school board will actually start operating back in a normal manner. It's not the big emergency that it has been purported to be. And it's time to let people, children, and everyone involved actually act like human beings and be in person with each other and be able to speak and just be normal. Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Yes, next speaker is Francine Nattel. Go ahead, please.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Can one of you, just one of you, please explain to me how in Napa, within a 24-hour period, a major music festival can be announced, bringing into town hundreds of thousands of people over the course of 3 days, and have the Napa School Board announce that they still feel unsafe to have in-person meetings with, say, 20 concerned parents? Anyone with half a brain can see that this is just insane. How in God's name can both take place? Oh, I know. You'll say, well, the concert goers will have to show their papers of proof of the jab or a negative China virus test within 24 hours. Gotcha. Is that your logic? Since none of you obviously care about facts or up-to-the-minute data on this pandemic and simply base all your decisions on what dictator Newsom tells you to do, let me educate you on a couple of things. As of today, it was announced that the tests for the COVID are faulty and that the vaccines are not working. So how can you possibly justify this outrageous show of blatant hypocrisy by you, the school board, and the town of Napa? Anyone? Okay, let me take a guess. It's all about money. All of this crap is based on money and getting funds from the state of California to save your school district. You admitted it, and we all know it. You are all nothing but a bunch of ignorant, hypocritical, teacher union loving, dictator Newsom ass kissers who will put money before the education and well-being of our children. For the Napa residents listening in tonight, our only real power is in our vote. Let's do everything we can to find freedom-loving people to run for the school board who will put our children's health and well-being and education truly first, and start getting the people staring at us through our computer screens out of office. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more, is there any more public comment, Mr. Michaels?
But there is no further public comment for this item.
Thank you very much. So we will move on to recommended motion. May I get a motion now for the approval of resolution number 2210, authorizing continued use of remote teleconferencing provisions pursuant to AB 361 Government Code Section 54953. May I get?
Move to approve.
It's hard to see everybody on screen. First by Trustee Gracia and a second by by Trustee Gonzalez Maris. This is a resolution, so Ms. Morales, may we please have a roll call vote?
Yes, Student Board Member Bit,
Aye.
Trustee Jankowicz,
Aye.
Trustee Gracia,
Aye.
Trustee Water,
Aye.
Trustee Reiser,
Aye.
Trustee Gonzalez Mares.
Aye.
Trustee Shu,
Aye.
Trustee Dooley.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution passes. Thank you. And now we move on to the most important thing here, adjournment. That is the last thing on our agenda this evening. May I get a motion to adjourn?
So
Move to
moved.
adjourn.
First by Trustee Gracia, a second by Trustee Water. And any opposed? Abstain? Motion passes. Thank you all for coming out this evening. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Right.
Good evening.
Night.